So g'day, this is Future Brett. Just wanted to apologise in advance for the length of this video. I just wanted to do all the upgrades in one go, and of course I include all my thinking aloud parts as well, so hopefully it's of some use. Obviously the L button is your best friend to skip ahead 30 seconds at a time. I'll try and put some chapters in as well to make it easier, but yeah, apologies in advance for the length. Bye for now. Well, bye until a few seconds time. Right, yeah, set up, so yeah, no difference. We'll set the camera up, so let's get the machine out. I'll worry about, so the cartridge has got basic on it, so it is required, but once we upgrade the ROM, it includes basic, so we don't need it anymore. We don't need these for now. So I'll do power supply, then we'll do the video out. Let's get the box out of the way. With obsolescence built out. With obsolescence built out. How ironic. Whoops. That they use. Oh, let's start again. Oh, very ironic. With obsolescence built out. So that's why they used edge connectors for all of their interfaces that you can no longer buy. That's obsolescence for you. So well, you can buy them, but you're paying stupid amounts of money. So that's the RGB, that's the monitor out. Cassette's okay. We've got, serial network, printer, and the 2 joysticks. So how is obsolescence built out if you can't use them because you can't get the adapters anymore? Anyway, so what I'll do is first of all just upgrade that, open it up, get rid of that so I can put in a mini DIN there. That's the plan. And we've got a nice QWERTY keyboard, so it's not the German/Euro. And oh yeah. Of course, this is usually missing the expansion. Just go on like that. There we go. Expansion cover. That's usually missing. So that's a good sign. All right. Charger first. Okay. I hate these sort of tags on here, basically telling you not to be stupid. My screwdrivers. Okay, so the UK plugs are pretty good because they are nice and chunky. They're not going to fall out. Plus they also have a fuse in them, which is always good. This one's not earthed. So this is just a 9 volt, what is it? 9.5 volt, 2 amps. So it's pretty beefy output. But you can just use, like say, a normal 9 volt. What I will probably do, because it's a 2.1 mil plug, I believe, I'll run it off my lab power supply just to see how much current it is drawing, especially after we replace the linear regulators, because they are pretty inefficient. So we've got our Aussie plug, side mounting. Never remember, so what blue is, I can never remember, blue is active, is it? Or blue? Brown is active. Blue is neutral, okay. Will they reach? I think so, just open them up a bit. Brown, not much. All right, I might just strip these. I might make this a little bit longer and re-strip them. Okay. Need to find where my wire stripper is. Okay, stand by. Okay, it's a little better. So, active is the brown. So we just stick that under there. Open it up a bit. Thought I did open it up. There we go. It goes in there. Okay, hook that round the little post. Actually, let's just stick this one in as well, then hook it, worry about hooking it. Let's use this one, this will be better. Okay, now what we want to do is just hook the blue and then the brown, just to give the cable a bit more mechanical durability. People yank it out by the cord like that. There we go. And slip this on like so. And then do her up. Done. Okay, so power supply's been done. Job one done. Now let's open up the machine. Okay, so I remember there is some, will that fit in? No, that won't fit in there. So yeah, some hard to get at screws. So I'll just unscrew them all and we'll be back. So those ones are okay. Is there might be one there. So yeah, I'm gonna have to get a thinner screwdriver, I think. Was I talking to myself there? Oh no. There we go. That's so much easier with this iFixit. The only problem is this one in here won't reach. This one is too thick. And this one doesn't really have enough, it's not really, let's try. I can feel it's just spinning wheels. But do I need to do it? Oh, maybe I don't need to do it. Okay, let's have a look. Of course, the plan was not to open it up upside down. Okay. So I'm going to take the front of the keyboard off. All pretty simple. Actually, that comes out, so you can actually take this out. It all comes out like that. put it aside so we don't lose it, especially you don't lose that. That I think goes under there like that. Oh, and that goes through there. Anyway, let's put all that aside. We don't really need the keyboard stuff. We just want to try and take the top off. Put this aside. That comes down like that. Don't lose that. Keyboard ribbon, just want to be careful with that. So this should just... what have we got? Oh no, this lifts off here, doesn't it? Yep. Except for, yep, that small screw we've still got. Yeah, okay, I should have done that one first. Somehow, let's stick that back on. That. Try and get that bloody last screw. Let me think. Let me try and find another screwdriver. Hey, oh, I fix it for the win. Just had to get the slightly bigger one. Still got just feels like it's turning. Thank you. I'll finish off with that one. Okay, put that aside. Almost there. A little bit more on the screw maybe. Yep. And the screw is out. Okay. Put everything aside that we don't need for now. They're still not coming apart. Somewhere around here, so I suspect maybe the label, because it's removal of this label voids warranty. So I think there's one last. There it is, yeah. There we go, yeah. All right. We have voided the warranty. Come on. There we go. Whoop. Okay, just got to remember very carefully pull out the ribbons. Flat film connector, and that is done. So just, if that's going to come off, yeah, that's just the little power LED lamp there. So now that's off, and the screw is there, so yeah, I'll worry about the screw later. So what have we got? Let's have a closer look. Okay, so we've got the Z80 there, and we've got the, this is the original ROM. We need to break, I think, pin 1. Pin 1's grounded at the moment, so we need to hook that pin 1 up to an address line so that we can use a larger ROM. What else have we got? So we've got the twin 7805s connected to this big heatsink. So this will keep the heatsink because it's basically part of the structure of the machine, but we can replace those two, make it more efficient. We've got the speaker down there. So this is the video output here and the RF modulator. So I'll remove this here, remove this can, so that we can fit in a mini DIN in the same hole. Fits perfectly. And then we just wire it up to the monitor output here. What else? So we've got a heatsink here for, I guess, some sort of gate array type thing. So the memory expansion will use these headers here. So I'll need to suck out the solder from those, and then yeah. So expansion 1, expansion 2. I'm just trying to think of the way I've done it. I've got cables. I've got So basically, this is where the 64K sits for the 128 model. So yeah, we just take that same spot there. I guess we could keep this. I wonder whose fingerprint that is. I guess we could keep this, or we could try replacing it with a modern, like say a ceramic heat sink. Let's see. Okay, but first things, well, we want to make sure it's working, so we really want to get the video out working first, don't we? So let's remove that. Okay, I've got the desoldering iron heating up. So this is my list of notes. So that's about the ROM upgrade. This is the schematic for the 512K RAM expansions. And for the monitor, so we actually could, I guess, connect this up to VGA because we do have a H-Sync and a V-Sync. We've also got composite video out, and we've got composite sync, so we can do RGBS. And we've also got left and right audio. So obviously we're a bit limited with a 6-pin DIN. So mini DIN. What I have done before is, so what I'm going to do in this case, well, I'm planning to do is remove the modulator can, and then the mini DIN fits perfectly in there, and then I just kind of offset it so that I can we don't really need, well, that's blank anyway, channel selector, screws in here just to hold it in place. I have also before, I've put a large DIN here. Now the benefit with doing a large DIN there is that you could, I guess, technically have all the signals available, so that you could, if you wanted to, just have composite output and left and right, or you could have RGBS, or you could have VGA. Yeah, and one way of solving maybe is with left and right audio is having putting a 3.5mm socket on there as well, so you've got left and right audio separate. Yeah, all right. Anyway, I need to get that out first. So what all the numbers are for? We've got 4, 5, 23, 26, 29, 47, 20. Anyway, let's see if it lifts out, or it might be, I think it might be held in place by the regulator heatsink, I think. Oh yeah, there are small screws. All right, more screws to do. Okay, just removing the regulator heatsink, so that should be okay. Yep, the screw there's removed. Yeah, there's more numbers here as well. Anyway, maybe quality control. That was the other thing I did. Is the speaker is just held in with double-sided tape, I think. So what I've done before, I think, is just made this detachable. I don't think, how often are you going to be taking out the board once this is done? Anyway, let's see. There might be another. Is there another one? I don't think there is. I took out 2 screws. Took out 2 screws plus the heat sink one over here. There's something still around here. It's not happy with. Another screw under here, maybe? Let's have a look. No screw there. Don't worry about that. If this comes off, I do have replacements for those. There's something feeling kind of, oh no, okay, no, it was just kind of clipped in. There we go. All right, now we've got to slide it backwards. There we go. Double-sided tape, so it's just, yeah, we'll just put some new tape on later. Okay, so we've got the little blackout card there, so don't lose that. All right, let's put these parts away. Okay, getting ready to take the modulator out, but a bit of a weird contraption here. We've got a diode, we've got a resistor, we've got a variable resistor, we've got some capacitors hooked up to here, and then we have this long black cable that goes along here down to here. Is that the right one? No, I'm looking at the wrong one. Oh, I was looking at the wrong one. There's this one here. I was like, that doesn't go to the Z80. It basically just goes, yes, this top one along here, goes under there, along here, down to here, which is just ground. It's like, there's like ground right here. I don't, there's ground right here. Why run this cable all the way? Obviously there's some reason for it, but I don't understand. My simple mind doesn't seem to can't comprehend why you need to run the ground cable all the way down to here. Anyway, so we're getting rid of this, so we'll get rid of all this rubbish as well. So yeah, we've got a little earth cable, ground cable here as well, so I just need to make sure we redo it. But basically, I think it looks like it's just these two pins here holding the can in place. I don't think there's any other major ones. Yeah, it's just those two on the side. So what I'll do is I'll reflow the solder a bit, and that should hopefully make it a bit easier for the desoldering line. Getting there. Ow, ow, ow. Okay, I've got the modulator can off. Just get these other bits that don't need to be here anymore. Yeah, that's all connected together. Not sure entirely on this, so I'll just disconnect this one. It's really tied on there. Okay, that's disconnected from that. So that resistor's got nowhere to go now, so let's get rid of that then. And same with this capacitor. So it's a bit tight around that by the looks of it. I have to just cut it. Yeah, it's tied around. Come on. It might be easier just to cut that capacitor leg. $10 microfarad. Was it 10 microfarad? Yeah, 10 microfarad, 25 volt. I'll just try and tidy this up a bit. Interesting. Alright, let me just tidy this up. Okay, so I'm just looking. So this wire, this black wire here, was connected to the leg of the modulator, which is ground, but it's already connected to ground. Same with the capacitor beside it. This one here. So why did we have that big long wire going to the other ground? Maybe, I don't know. I'm not a hardware designer, so I don't understand these mysteries. But anyway, so modulator is removed. Now the question is, what shall we do about the video now? Anyway, all right. So we've got several options. So if we want to do, we want to give the greatest. So we've got. Oh, where's my poker? This will do. So we've got RGB, right? We've got RGB. We've got composite sync, so we've got RGBS. We've got composite video. We've got ground, obviously. We've got left and right stereo audio, and we also have horizontal and vertical sync. So like we could have VGA perhaps. So this is one. If we exclude ground, say ground is going to be the sheath, then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We've got 9 signals. A D9. If we just want RGBS and composite, then we could get away with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we've got, if we say we've got a mini DIN 6, I think it's 6, then we could have ground as well. So we could use a mini DIN, which would go in the same hole, fit in the same hole as that, and then we could have a separate left and right 3.5mm socket, I think. So we might look at doing that. Right, so here's actually, so this is a 6-pin mini DIN that I've actually made up for CGA actually. I think I've wired it out for CGA. I'll put that aside. So I might need to pop out and get another. So I've got the socket. So the socket will fit nicely, because the thing is also you want to try and make it so that you can take the board out again. So the socket actually does fit quite nicely into the hole there. Perfect. So we've got 6 there. So we've got 6 pins there, and then beside it we could put the 3.5mm stereo audio socket. So then we'll have RGBS, composite, and stereo audio. I think that's probably the best we can do. Otherwise, what I've done before, like I've said, is I've put a big DIN socket here, but then you need to file away at the board to fit it. So I think that's probably the neatest solution there, in my humble opinion. All right, so I just need another plug. So I've got this plug already made up. Just another one of those. All right, and a 3.5mm. Yeah. What do you reckon? We'll do that. Maybe, I don't know, applied a bit of heat to these, getting that's 100 micro, they're both 100 microfarad, so maybe I might replace these 2 electrolytics as well when I replace the thingamabobs. Alright, but first things first, I need to pop out to J-Car and get another plug. I believe, unless I've got some here. Actually, it looks like I don't have to go. I managed to find, I think I can make up a plug. And this is the other option, is to have this one on the outside. Goes in like that. Yeah, this is obviously much easier to mount, because then you just got to drill it like that, but not so easy, I don't think. Oh, you can just, if you put the cables on first. I just think that using these ones are easier. Stick that in, then I've just got to, I think I had problems last time lining up the holes for the screws. So I do it like that. And I think maybe I've got 2 choices for my sockets. I've got these fellows. So I've got these little fellows. If it'll zoom in. So I've got that one. Or I've got these ones here. So these ones kind of push in from the inside and then screw on the outside, or these ones which push in from the outside and then screw on the inside. Probably, I think this one I probably prefer, but if we're going to keep it the same as this, then you probably want one that you can remove from the inside if you're going to take out the whole motherboard again. So stick that, drill a hole there and stick it like that. That's the idea. So let's get ready. So I think first up what I want to do is get the holes drilled. So which way? Will that be up? Will that be up? So this actually does allow 7, because you've got separate tags on here, which is the sheath, which you can use for ground, plus another 6 for signals. RGB, which is 3, plus sync, so that's 4. And then yeah, have composite on there as well, which is 5. And then, well, you could go mono audio if you wanted to, but no, we're going to have separate. Or we could do RGBS plus H-sync and V-sync, then you could have VGA or composite. Let's just do composite. Let's do composite. All right. Okay, so like I said, Which way is that going to plug in? Doesn't really matter, I guess. Put it in that way. It doesn't matter because you just turn it around. Okay, make sure that's all kind of lined up. Level. And then I think I want to do it from the, where is my poker? All right, let me get this set up and the holes drilled. Then we'll start soldering. Actually, I just realized the easiest way to drill the hole is to mark it from the outside, isn't it? Rather than the inside. So yeah, have it like that. Other thing whilst I'm doing it, yeah, they're quite small holes, so I've made them bigger so I can put 3mm screws through. So I'm also am beginning carefully the holes. Yeah, so that was just that quick note. So I've got one done, so I'll screw that in so I can get the other one, make sure it lines up properly. Yep, so I've got one side done. Sorry, just move that drill out of the way. So now I'm just going to drill in the hole there, so that should be nicely lined up. Okay, there's the new video output socket installed. Now I'll position the stereo audio socket somewhere along here, and then we'll be right to start soldering. Okay, there we go. So 6mm hole, so it would fit in. 5.5 was just the right size, so went up 1/2 mil to 6mm, so it fits in properly. There we go. I think that's not too bad, is it? And then when you install the, I'm thinking actually I might do the other work on the board before I do finish off the video output. So let's just, there we go. So the board goes in like that. And now we've got our much easier to make video cable. Let's have a look. Go. So yeah, when you're doing it, you've got to make sure. So I've tried to keep it in line with this because I knew it would have enough spacing off the board there. All right, so yeah, I think I might sort this section out next, and then sort out the ROM, and then also yeah, do the memory expansion stuff. I've still got to make up the board actually. I've got to find the memory expansion boards. So getting there. Okay, so that's how I'm going to mount it, and just to, what I'll do is I'll snip these off before I solder them as well, just to make it as close to flat as I can. Right, what do you reckon? Do the job? Do the job. Alright, let's get these regulators in. Regulators in. I think I might do one at a time. And yeah, move on to the next bit. All right, getting there. So regulators have now been replaced. I have also sucked out the solder for the two expansion 1 and expansion 2 sockets for the memory expansion. So I'm going to do the ROM next. I've taken the ROM out, and I believe, which one is pin 1? That should be pin 1, I think. It's currently connected to ground. I think I might have had to see what they say here is just plug it in and leave the leg out. I don't like doing that, so I might take this. I think what I've done before is I've desoldered the socket and then cut the track. Let's just double check. Cut the track, yeah, so I think it's at the moment it's a 32K. It can fit a 32K, but by having pin 1 connected to a 15, is it? Pin 1 connected to A15, yeah. You can fit a 64K ROM, which in turn allows you to have the firmware and basic installed. Where's ground? What's it connected to at the moment? Doesn't seem to be ground. Is it actually connected through to A15 at the moment? What's it connected to? That wire is very close. Oh, it is connected to ground, yep. I just couldn't see it properly. Somewhere in here it's connected to ground. Yeah, so it looks like desoldering the socket. Okay. So good morning. It's Sunday now. Didn't get to finish this yesterday, so remove the socket. So just going to reflow the solder first, and then use the desoldering gun. Then we can cut the pin 1, because I'm pretty sure it's under here. It's not on this side. Pin 1. Yeah, it's not on this side. And then we can just connect it up to a 15. So I'll do that, and I'll be back. Okie dokie, so all looks good. So just very carefully prise it out. Make sure I don't pull up any pads. So I think this one's just a little bit stickier. These all come up. Done. Okay. And they all look pretty okay. Looks like they're all maybe just redo that one. But yeah, you can see here we've got this first pin here is very hard connected to ground. I think that's ground, so we just need to cut it there so that it's by itself, and then wire it up to A15. And then put a new socket back in. We could even reuse this socket. This socket's come out quite nicely, but I'll just stick a new socket in. So I'm going to very, very carefully with a knife cut the track, because you don't want to slip and then cut a few other tracks. So this, unfortunately, this is quite thick. I'm going to cut it quite deep. Of course, the other alternative is that you just leave pin 1 hanging out and then just wire that up separately if you don't want to do it this way. So yeah, let me do this, and then check with the loop afterwards just to make sure, and obviously check electrically as well, because there is a trace that actually is under this white line here. So you want to just double check to make sure that you haven't, it goes there, goes is there up to, yeah, it goes under here up to here, so you just want to double check there's continuity. Yep, so I'll turn on continuity checker, see if I've done enough already. To break that. And then we'll stick in the new socket. Okay, I think that's done it. Yeah. Alright, so A1's no longer connected, and that one that was just beside it, let's just double check it's still got connectivity. Which one was it? It was this one here, wasn't it? There we go, yep, all good. Okie dokie. Let's have a closer. Can I do this? Can I? Where is it? Let me. Ooh, extreme close up. Where's the? Where is it? Where is it? There it is. So not bad for an amateur, I guess. All right. Socket. A15, and then burn the EEPROM. Okay, so actually I think, I just had to suck out a bit more solder. Actually I think that's ground, so that must be VCC, so that pin was being held high. Anyway, so we'll stick that in. This is the original ROM, so that should go back in and still work, but we'll stick in a 64K with the latest firmware and basic. Okay, is it going to hold? Looks like it's going to stay there. Alright. New socket's in place. Now for A15, there is a couple of places we can pick it up. So this gives a few choices here. We can pick it up. Where's my pointer? So we can pick it up off this one here, 244, so is that a buffer? Or, yeah, 244, multiplexer, buffer, something like that. So we can pick it up off a pin here, or we can pick it up off this expansion connector here that we're going to use for the RAM expansion, or we can pick it up off the expansion bus here. Which I do have a better picture of that? I do have a better picture of it. A15 is B9, which is this one here. So because what I'll do is this via here I can use to put the cable through, because I'm going to run the wire on the underside. So that's 1, 2, 3, well, it's the 9th one up, isn't it? From B1 up to B9. So it's that via there, which should be that via there. So that'll be, and what I'll do is I'll just double check that that is A15 I. Also going off here where we've got the 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that should also be A15 there. I can also check it off the Z80, I guess. A15 on the Z. Anyway, whatever. We'll go through. Well, I guess we don't want to go directly off. Although if we're looking at, anyway, whatever. Okay, follow the instructions. Yep. There we go, yep, so that should be A15, so I'll suck the solder out of that via there and run a wire underneath. And then pretty much, apart from the memory expansion, I think then, yeah, I'll make up a video, I'll do the video next so that I can check that it's all working. Doing this left-handed. Might be better off doing it on the other side. Which is this one here. Anyway, I can't really do this one-handed. It's all left-handed. Anyway, I'll get that done. And it is done. So we're all ready for the new ROM. So I'll go burn that and then make up a video cable, which I think will be RGBS plus composite. And see how we go. Okay, so just adjust the camera. So the ROM upgrade has been done now. So one other thing they've noted here is this grounding patch that's apparently missing on the 64K machines, but was done on the 128. So one of them is this one here, which is already here. There. And actually this is an issue 4, so I don't know. But they also note that there's one from near the ROM chip to the expansion connector. Now that one is missing, but there was this one from near the ROM chip, so from the same spot, but going over to the modulator. So maybe that was what they're talking about. So yeah, so I think, well, I can either put this back in how it was, or I can run it up to the expansion bus like they've got there. So I'll probably do that. But now I think we've done enough mods. Let's make sure it works by wiring up the new video and audio. Well, I'm not going to put the board in. Wiring up the new output ports there. So I'll need to figure out, I'll write it on the back of this, what colour wires I want to use. Yep, alright, so let me get that sorted out now. Now just to get the pin out, so A1 and B1, so A1 is bottom left, B1 is top left. So in the case of the monitor, we have B1 at the top, A1 at the bottom. So B1, B2, B3, B4. And that should be, yeah, that's correct, because B1, if we get the board out again, we can confirm that, because if I hold it here, you can see there is no B1. So B1 is not connected. There is in fact no B1 there, whereas we can see that there is an A1 underneath. So that's the green signal. But what I normally do is, for example, that's A1. A1 connects through, well, via that resistor there. So I can pick off the green signal right there. So B1's on top. So if we want to look at the stereo audio first, we've got B7. B7 is this here, which is right audio, and then A7 right here is the left audio, and actually it looks like we've got a via there, which is that one there. So we can pick off right audio, left audio, and then ground somewhere. So that, I think, that's all right. Turn the soldering iron back on. Turn the solder sucker back on. So that's pretty easy. B2 and A2 are ground, but it doesn't really matter. I can pick up ground from where the UHF was. So that'll be the audio done. So I'll get that out. All right, it's just a matter of getting the wiring up the rest. Okay, there's the stereo socket done. So we've got right there on B7, we've got left going through the via to A7 underneath, and then we've got just ground. So that's ready to go, and I've got the mini DIN pinout ready to go here as well. So I'm getting there, getting there. Okay, so we've got two signals on the underside that we need to pick up. Composite video and green. So we can pick those up here. So we've got B1, B2, which is ground, B3, I'll move the thing and it's still in the way. So B3 is blue, so we'll pick that one up. B4 is red, so we'll pick that one up. B5 is composite sync, so we'll pick that one up. And B7 is right audio. And then we need green, which we can pick up on here. Sorry, make it a bit easier to see. So that's green there, A1. And then A3 we can pick up here for composite video. And then we should be done, and then we just pick up ground somewhere again. Yeah. And then it's just making making the I'm just going to make up the RGBS cable for the GBS thingamajig. But before I do that, as per this recommendation here, I'm going to redo this ground up to the expansion connector. So it's pick it off beside the ROM, and then up to the expansion connector up here. Just doing one-handed at the moment, reusing the original wire. Just turn this around. No, actually we'll use this one. It's rather straight. Get nice solid connection. There we go, and we just want to take it up to the top here, which is ground. Where shall I go? And there, that'll do. Stick it in the wire or solder it onto the wire. I think just it fits into the wire there. I'll just solder it into the wire. Okay. There we go. That's kind of done. Oh, actually, before I do the video, well, I can do the video because I can unscrew this. Because I need to figure out what I want to do with the memory expansion. Am I going to put sockets or pins? Can't remember. Well, no, what I'm going to do is, I'll do the video. I'll just remove it from the case so I can wire it up. Okay, and now the new video port is done. So we've got A1, which is green, picked up there, and we've got A3, which is composite, the yellow one, picked up on that resistor, and the rest we can pick up on the top here. So we've got RGBS plus composite output there, plus left and right stereo. Hopefully that's good enough. Now I guess we can try powering it up, and well, once I make the cable, and make sure it works. All right, we're getting there, we're getting there, we're getting there. So, cable. So this is the RGBS. I've bought a couple more, so I can make one for, say, composite only. So there's basically just one pin left, which is composite. I didn't want to try and squeeze it in as well. But that's basically done. And then I don't like really using this outer plastic sheath. So what I'll do is I'll probably push, oh, I don't want to go up too close. Probably something like that with the glued heat shrink. And then that goes on top there. This goes on bottom there. Okay, and then I'll put some heat shrink over the top of that as well. Yeah, so almost done, and then power up and see if it works. Well, I'll show the progress of getting the cable together. So I've probably, I was thinking of just using the metal. So that's it there. Probably didn't have to need to do that. I was thinking of just using the metal like that, and then putting some heat shrink over that. But looking at how I did this earlier one, I actually have used the extra plastic there, so that'll go on, I think, sideways like that. So it's just a little fat at the end, but not to worry. Yeah, not to worry. I'll stick some 12 millimeter over that, and then heat her all up, and finally test to make sure, see how all my mods are going. All right, I've just done it with the metal because first time I tried it, applied a little bit too much heat and the plastic melted, so I've just redone it. So there we go. Let's see if this works. Okay, we're all set. We've got the original power supply, we've got the GBS, we've got the video output hooked up to the GBS, and power on at the power supply. Yay, it works. Just need, that's the reset button. Okay, I just need to connect the keyboard to do something. But first, let's get that memory expansion done. Okay, so, the last bit is the RAM expansion. Actually, yeah, that's getting quite, oh yeah, that's quite warm. That's quite warm. Z80 is getting warm, but the problem is, because of the case, I don't think we can stick a heat sink on it. It's nice and cool. Yeah, I'm not really worried too much about heat on the Enterprise. These are all quite cool. These are a little warm, but yeah, we'll check. Don't know why that doesn't have a heat sink. It's not as hot as that one. Yeah, that one's getting pretty warm. But yeah, time to make up 512 surface mount. Yay! But yeah, I need to figure out. I can't remember. I don't know what I need to look up what the 128 uses. Whether it has a socket here and then it's a pin header on the expansion, or whether it's pin header here and then socket. Either way I can do it. And then this part here, I've got some wires and cables I've bought, so I should be able to do something there. Okay. So the RAM expansion is pretty simple. We've got basically 512K. But what is U2? It's a buffer or something or other. It's 74138, so whatever that is. And 3 capacitors. So one's 10 microfarads, the other two are 100 nano. So I'd say C1 and C2 are 100 nano. They're the decoupling, and that's 10 micro there. And then it's just trying to figure out the best way. So that'll slot on there, and then I've got a little connector coming out to expansion 2. Yay! All right. Surface mount. Let's do the chips first. What's the best way? Of course, using the good old flux, and then I'll tin it, and then use the hot air gun maybe. All right. Let's see. Okay, I've put flux on, and I've rubbed some soldering line over and adding some solder. So they're all tinned up. I think it all looks okay. So now I guess give it a blast with the hot air gun. Yeah, let's try that. Right, let's try this. Right, let's try this. Don't burn myself. If that's hot enough yet. I think it might need to warm up more. Or I could just use a soldering line. All I need is for one. All I need is for one to take. Oh yeah. Okay, all right. Maybe. Oh, I'm trying to do this. Hopefully that's done. I need to use a magnifying glass. Does that look okay for an amateur? Ooh, ouch, ouch, ouch. All right, I think that's okay. Right, I'll finish this off and yeah, then figure out how I'm going to connect it up. Okay, I've got the capacitors on. I think the capacitors, well, that one, ugh, that's embarrassing, but I think the capacitors were harder. I probably should have, low battery, I probably should have pre-tinned. I should have pre-tinned them, I think. Better just to lay them flat and then hold it down with, say, the tweezers. Hold them down and then solder one side and then solder the other side. But anyway, they're done. Now to do some research on how to mount this, on how I've done it before actually. Okay, I'll start every bit with okay, don't I? So I've had a look, and because I want to try and make this kind of compatible or similar to the 64K RAM board in the Enterprise 128. So it looks like it's pin header on the expansion board and then sockets on the motherboard. So I've got some sockets here. They're only one way, but it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, Okay, so 1 by 14 way. So I've just got 2 of those stuck together, and then I held them together with a 2-way header, just so that when I solder them, they solder nicely together. And then for the expansion 2 connector, so I've just got a right angle there, 10-way single right angle. And I've got a choice now. So I went on AliExpress to see what they had. And I can either use 2 of these, so pin header and pin header. So I put it on like that, and then around like that. Zoom in. Or I can use these, too close now, which have got their own, which I can solder in. So instead of having that in there, I can stick one of those in there, and that way these would still be in there, sort of thing. And then you just connect it up like that. So if you take it, well, not that you take the expansion out, I guess. There's no point really, is there? So maybe if I use these ones, or just put the pin header in, I don't know. Maybe I'll use these ones, something different. Yeah, okay, so that's pin 1 there, so we'll go for that same there. All right, so I'll finish this off and then show you, and then I think that's everything. Actually, I want to run it for a bit. I just want to check the temperature, because I might change this for a modern heatsink that's got more surface area. But yeah, all right, getting there. And I chickened out and decided just to use the pin headers there as well. So that goes on there. And then I believe pin 1 and 2 are ground. So I think it works out to be, no, pin 1 and 2. I think it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 1 and 2 should be ground. So if 1 and 2 are ground, then they should connect. I think they should be ground as well. Let's see. Let's just double check. That's ground there. Yep. So that's pin 1, that's pin 2, and these 2 are ground. Yeah, connected to each other. Yep. So say, oh, okay, so that's actually ground. So we'll go black. So that'll go in this first side there. There we go. Plug into there, and black and green, so that will go. Oh no, will it reach? Oh no, oh no, oh no, will it reach? Okay, I guess it's the first time I'm doing this, so maybe I have to do it like this. Just a little too short, like that, and then will it fit? Ah, bugger. No, it's just too short. All right. Looks like I'm desoldering those and I'm putting these on. Okay, well, I should have tested it before I soldered it in. Lesson learned, boys and girls. All right. So I think like the unofficial motto of this channel is, let me screw it up so you don't have to. I'm just very gently, I don't want to break anything. All right, I'm gonna have to desolder that and put these in like I was originally going to, because that will give me just enough, I think. Yeah, that'll give me just enough to double check. Which way do I want it to go in actually? Let's go upside down like that. Yeah, that should fit. That should fit. Yeah. All right. Okie dokie. Let's do that. Okay, done. I have replaced, so now it should hopefully, that goes on there, and this goes on the first lot, like that, and then this goes on the second lot, like that. Done. So that's pretty much everything. I'm thinking maybe replacing this heatsink, maybe adding heatsink to that second one, in which case I should take the memory module off first. See if we can get the original heatsink off. There we go. Give that a bit of a clean, and then I'll put some new heatsink paste on. Put new heatsink on. I'll do the same with that one as well. Alright, there we go. Done. I've added some new heat sinks, new thermal paste. It's basically ready to go back in the case. Add the keyboard. I'll just put some new double-sided tape on there. And ready for a proper test. Alright, so pretty much finally it is done. ROM is upgraded, RAM is upgraded, new heat sinks, new video and audio output ports, and whatever else I've done. New regulators. Yep, alright, so just some double-sided tape. Put the keyboard back on and give it a test, proper test. Okay, case is almost back together, but I think I'm having some issues with the connectors I'm using for the RAM expansion. I think it's causing a bit of an issue here, trying to get this side down. So I'm going to have to figure that out. But I'll leave it like that for now. So I just want to get the keyboard on and give it a try. So let's get the keyboard on. Okay, we're just about done. Let's plug the video cable back in. Oh, so it's a bit hot and humid today. Yes. All right. Which way have I got it? Just trying to remember which way I got it. Okay, that way. So I think it goes in that way. Okay. Power in. Okay. Alright, 589,824 bytes in system, 574,763 bytes unused. Okay. Hold. What was the... Oh, I don't know what, I don't know what I'm doing. But let's switch over to the screen. Okay, press the reset button again. Can I press hold? Okay, that's just reset. All right, if I power off, I just want to get the that startup screen. I know there is some way of doing it. I'm holding down hold. Okay. All right. So these are the pause testing. Okay, cold reset. So reset normal test, advanced test, Test from enable, RAM just delete. Okay. So if I let go of hold. Okay. Cool. There we go. All looks good. So if we do, I've got to unpress hold, do I? Alright, so I think, do I have to hold A when I boot up? Maybe. Okay, I'm holding A. Okay. So now it's doing the RAM test, or the advanced test, so testing all the memory, I guess. All right. Okay, well, I guess that's just about done. So I've got a couple more things I can do. I think this video is far too long already. Upgrade the cartridge, or replace the cartridge ROM, and also test the SD card. So here we go, finally. Okay, so if we go escape, okay, maybe not. Cold reset, or maybe I just have to press stop. Anyway, I hope someone got something out of that. Bye for now. Okay. Continues, almost done. So it does look like that maybe there's just not enough clearance with those plugs. So if those plugs were just a bit shorter, then we wouldn't have a problem. Well, having said that, the memory expansion is at the same height. So I've used this before. So yeah, I'm gonna have to fiddle around a bit more to see exactly what's causing the issues. It seems to be okay here, I think. It's just more, yeah, I can't do this one-handed, so yeah, I'm gonna have to fiddle around a bit. Yeah, there's the issue. It's just that bit there. That's the problem. So yeah, better off if I guess just solder the wires into the board for this expansion 2, which I can do. I've got a 10-way header I can do for that. All right, getting there. Okay, so I've got two choices. I've got a 10-way header here that can plug onto there. But will it be long enough if I cut the wires? I don't think it's going to be, no, it's not going to be long enough, I don't think. So that won't be long enough. Otherwise, I've got two, I can use these 5-way. I'm going to have to order some more. I've got two of these, which are quite long, so I just need to cut them. And whack them on like that, and then yeah, so it looks like I'll do that. Which means I need to unscrew the board out again. I just stuck down the little speaker again. All right, I've got to unscrew the new video cable. Not to worry. Main thing is to make it good. All right, so let me get all this sorted out and the new wires in. Okay, one's done. Bit laborious, but it's done. And we are done. Hopefully that should be the last. All right, now to put it all back together. So yes, I think that'll finish this part. The next part will be loading a tape, I think, and using the SD drive. Oh, it's a long one. Apologies.